All right, we're going to take a look here at page 27. And I want to take a challenge here, number 3 and number 5. Okay, let's see if we can help you at least set them up and get to a certain point where you feel some success. All right. So we have these two formulas, and these are given up here at the top of page 27 in the orange box, and we need to hold on to those. So write those down, put those in your notebook. We've got to use those. Then they have the triangle here, the circle, reference circle, and of the two values in parentheses, the first one is the cosine, and the second one is the sine. Right? All right, so let's jump over here and look at the cosine of 75. Now, you know what? As I was studying this, my brain all of a sudden said, if I was a student, I would look at this and just say, why can't I just put 75 in my calculator and hit cosine and get the decimal answer and be done with it? Why are we doing all this? And we're trying to develop our brain, okay? We're trying to make neural passageway connections and develop our logical thinking. So it'd be kind of like saying to a weightlifter at the gym, why are you lifting all those heavy weights? Why don't I just bring in a forklift and I could lift it for you with that machine? It would be so simple. Why do you have to work out and build your muscles to do that? That's silly. And he'd probably turn around and clobber you, right? So that's what happens when you tell a math teacher, why do I have to do this? It's silly. I'm going to clobber you, because we're not just trying to find the fastest way to get the answer. We're trying to reason through the logic and see how it works. And actually, when we get answers that have like square root of 2, square root of 3, all over 5, or something like that, that is actually a more exact and more correct answer than taking the decimal answer that your calculator gives. All right, enough of the background lesson. Let's jump into solving this one. Since we're going to do a pattern like this, we need to separate the 75 and make it 2 angles. And so I think we're going to do 30 and 45, because those are both some reference angles in our chart, okay? So the first thing we're going to have to look up is, to do this, we're going to do we're doing cosine. Cosine of 30 times the cosine of 45 minus the sine of 30 times the sine of 45. All right, so let's look at our circle here, and let's find the 30 degrees. The cosine is the first one. So I have square root of 3 over 2. All right. And then find the 45 degree one, and the first one is cosine, so that's square root of 2 over 2. Then we're going to do the sine of 30. So look on here again, find this 30, and the sine is the second one, so 1/2. And then the sine of 45 is square root of 2 over 2. And then to solve it, we just multiply these together. So I get square root of 6 over 4 minus square root of 2 over 4. And then the last step is you just put the two numerators together over the common denominator. Okay, not too hard, huh? Looks intimidating, but once you actually plug it in and look at it, it's not as hard as it initially looks. All right, let's break this down. I'm going to just try 3 square root of 12, 3 pi, and 10 pi over 12. Now let's see, 3 over 12 I can reduce and get 1 over 4. do we have pi over 4 on here? Yes, we do. 10 over 12 reduced would be what? 5/6. Do we have a 5 pi over 6? Yes, we do. Over here, 5 pi over 6. All right. So let's use those, and we're doing sine, so we're going to do this pattern right here. So the sine of pi over 4 times the cosine of the second one, which is 5 pi over 6, plus, I'm running into that, but I'm going to put it underneath here, plus the cosine of pi over 4 times the sine of 5 pi over 6. Yep, because we're doing this top one here. All right, let's look it up. So the sine of pi over 4, we just have to find it on the chart. Pi over 4, and the sine is the second one, so square root of 2 over 2. We're going to multiply that times the cosine of 5 pi over 6. So the cosine is the first one, negative square root of 3 over 2. All right, plus, and then the cosine of pi over 4 is also square root of 2 over 2 times the sine of 5 pi, so that's the second one in the pattern here, 5 pi over 6, so that would be 1/2. All right, so I'm going to let you finish that one. You're just going to multiply these together, put the two numerators together over. It looks like, yes, we will have a common denominator again. All right, so I set you up. I'm not going to finish it. And then check your work there on page 27.